Good morning. So another fine day. Very little wind today compared. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Anyway, last few days we've been dealing with some pretty fair wind, a little bit of rain. I'll show you from an aerial view what we've gotten done. You've seen all this, but we've now got this bed in somewhat, starting a firmer greenhouse. Got another bed in there with another swale going in. Got one of our walls covered. Got the greenhouse going, or the compost going, and what a difference it makes, huh? Good boy. Anyway, so this is where we're going to pick up our greenhouse, where we're going to put it. We're going to go down. We've been doing some clearing. Ran into a bunch of choyas. So those take a pretty good while to get out because you have to use so many precautions. But we collected a bunch of Ocotillo. I'll go down and show you guys what we're doing with. Oh, needless to say, I've got an old back. Anyway, pulled out more of our inventory to go through. Try to get this lined up. Rock and agates, black kyanite. What else we got here? Let's just take a black tourmaline, chalcedony, fluorides, stuff like that. Anyway, we got some of these dug out and still organizing. We got our water area here. Started my living fence along here, and then predator protection. Coming around, we got our carrots in. We got our little desert garden going. We got crawled up in here. Anyway, this is our little desert area that we got going here as we build. And this is where we're gonna dig in our greenhouse. Still gotta remove this guy. This is what I'm talking about. These. Ooh. Yeah. But we kind of got this. Turns out we got a wolfberry right here in our front yard. But I wanted to show you what we're doing on here. So we're doing this a little bit different than we did those two. This one has got food waste, compost, cardboard, and wood material in it. Just straight in buried. This one, no amendments whatsoever. Just build it up, desert, dry landscape. This one here, we're gonna try to go with tropicals, bananas, some turmeric and ginger in this. So this is gonna be a heavy feeding soil. So what I did was I took a bunch of burn material, trying to find where I put my shovel. Oh, there it is. Took a bunch of burn material, burned it, and then just kept burning. We burned pretty much all day. We had it going till night, just solder, you know, smoldering and turning. But look at this soil underneath. So we use swamp juice on it, put it out with swamp juice, let it set, threw some dirt on it. The dirt holds water. So we kind of charged up the charcoal a little bit, not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to let it soak for a week or so in the swamp juice. But instead we just put the swamp juice on the stuff and let it set there. We haven't got a place to store it yet to let it set. So we're going to see how that works. Now back home we call that sweetening the soil. Technical term for it is biochar biochar's biochar. So a swamp juice, and let's get back to that. It's water, 8 parts water, 1 part urine. There's some cow dung in it. There's moringa leaves in it. There's coffee grounds in it, eggshells, and we just let it set. We let it set for a couple of weeks. Ferment kind of thing. Get some bacterial growth going in it and everything. Then we charge up the burn material with it, and you put it in the ground. Now, why do you want to do that before you put it in the ground? Well, go back to the invention of activated charcoal and what it's used for. So the guy was showing how activated charcoal worked on arsenic by eating a whole thing of arsenic, enough to kill someone, and then eating a mouthful of activated charcoal. What happened? That charcoal absorbed all that arsenic in his stomach. He didn't die. And they still do that. Activated charcoal. So what that shows you is that the charcoal absorbs everything. And if you put it straight into the ground, then it's going to absorb all the nutrients out of the ground. But if you charge it up to where the nutrients are already in it, it doesn't try to absorb what's in the ground. Instead, it releases it. So that's why you don't just burn and dump and plant, because you're taking all your nutrients from your thing. Now, granted, you're adding a sweetener, kind of sweetening up the soil, as they call it back south. And you're giving it airflow, but you're still robbing its nutrients. There's where one of the jumping choyas came out of. Still see the needles down here. Another one came from over here. But that's the theory behind it. So we're going to try that out. We're trying out everything. Now, you may see that we started digging again. Damn gophers. So we're going to take this one and combine it with this one. So hopefully we're directing water to go here, overfill right here, and drop down and go through that way. Hopefully we stop the overfill and it comes this way. And it's going to come down. We're going to dig down here so it holds a little more. And I know swells are supposed to be even all the way across the bottom so you don't have overflow. I don't really care if it overflows, even though I don't think. You can see my string where I'm leveling. Because by the time I'm done building this will be about 2 feet above the highest point right there. So it's going to be higher. It's going to take a lot for this to overflow. And so we're going to put a spillway like right in here. So it comes over this way and continues on this way. It's got a natural flow to it. So we're going to give that a shot. Don't know if any of this is going to work, you know. We're doing this together. And we're going to try a little bit of everything. See what works. I mean, Edison said it best. He didn't learn 1,000 times how not to make a light bulb. Or he didn't learn 1,000 times. He didn't fail 1,000 times. He learned 1,000 times how not to make a light bulb. So something like that in theory. And again, I'll go back with my old one. My favorite, Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are correct. So I think I can. I think I can turn this into a lush garden. And I'm gonna. Maybe a systematic failures over time. But you know what? Not like I got much to do out here anyway. So some of the other things we're going to be doing, we're going to feature some of these rocks. I'm going to do little shorts on them. These are thunder eggs from last year's dig at Richardson's Ranch, where they hit some really cool stuff. But the first one that we're going to do is we're going to feature Brazilian agates. So this is a Brazilian agate. Don't look like much, but a rock, right? Well, take that rock, do a little cutting, and you'll come up with something like that. That's pretty. And this one. And that one. I'm going to do these in better light, of course. But today we're going to feature Brazilian agates that we have. We may do the thunder eggs at a new thing, but I wanted to show you something that I found on the new dig. These are little stalactites that they found inside the thunder eggs. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Very unique. I keep coming back to this guy. We look at it during the day. This camera really don't pick it up that well, but inside this little crystal palace is so juicy purple that it's unreal. So a little update on where we're at, what we're doing, and we're still digging and plugging away a little bit at a time. Oh, I guess I should show you this. I finished my wall. Native material, except for the pallet wood. The only thing I'm seeing wrong is the wind showed me yesterday. I've got to reinforce this so it doesn't sway so much. And another reinforcement going that way across to keep it from swaying. I didn't do it without the wood, but the wood catches some wind and it moves. So we're going to be retightening up that, cleaning out the bus more, getting a few more things out. Continue bed building and loving life. Update on the plants. Tomatoes are doing well. The moringa tree is coming in beautifully. None of my seedlings here have popped up, but my seedlings here, look at all the little lettuce that we have. If I can get in here, I'll show you that. Okay, there we go. Lettuce. Let us be happy that we have some lettuce. Anyway, guys, we love you guys. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. This crazy world is getting crazier by the minute. Just want to say peace, love. We'll get you through. Later, guys.